Hello everyone, my name is Yogesh Mishra and I welcome you all to this session. In this session, basically, we will talk about how to prepare science and technology for UPSC as well as MPPSC examination. So, before moving ahead, पहले हम अगर ये बात करें कि साइंस एंड टेक का इंपॉर्टेंस कितना है, तो वी आर लिविंग इन अ वर्ल्ड वेयर every day I can say that every passing minute is discovering a new scientific invention, or we are discovering new things. So we are surrounded by everything in this technology via which we are interacting. This is also a technology, right? So we are not going to left over by the science. और हमें एग्जामिनेशन के लिए साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी को बहुत अच्छे से कवर अप करना होता है, बिकॉज जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं वो बहुत ही अप्लाइड क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि साइंस जो है वो हमारे एवरीडे लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा अप्लीकेबल है. ठीक, तो सेशन में व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट दैट साइंस एंड फ्रॉम वेयर वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर साइंस एंड टेक, हाउ टू अप्रोच साइंस एंड टेक. ठीक, बिकॉज दीज आर द क्वेश्चंस विच आर ऑफन रिमेन अनआंसर्ड. ठीक, क्यों? क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. सबसे पहली चीज कि कोई ऐसा फैक्चुअल, कोई ऐसी बहुत फेमस बुक नहीं है जिसकी वजह से आप पढ़ पाए. बहुत अलग अलग सोर्सेज से हमें क्या करना पड़ता है, साइंस एंड टेक को कवर करना पड़ता है. सम पीपल से यू हैव टू कवर फ्रॉम दिस पोर्शन, यू हैव टू कवर फ्रॉम हेयर, यू हैव टू कवर फ्रॉम देयर, बट एक कंसोलिडेटेड वे में कभी कोई नहीं बताता कि साइंस एंड टेक को कहाँ से प्रिपेयर करें. नो डाउट द सब्जेक्ट इज वेरी डायनामिक, but it can be covered with the careful and proper approach. Okay, so let us first talk कि how we are going to approach science and tech and how to prepare science and tech. ठीक, तो सबसे पहले हम लोग बात करेंगे कि आप इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे कैसे चीजों को प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं. इफ आई टॉक कि इनिशियली हमको कहाँ से शुरू करना चाहिए, तो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, वी कैन नॉट लीव NCERTs in any case. ठीक, इन एनी केस. आप कितने भी इंटेलिजेंट हैं, आप कितने भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, आपने प्रीलिम्स दे चुका है, आपने प्रीलिम्स नहीं दिया है, यू कैन नॉट और डू नॉट ट्राई टू स्किप NCERTs. ठीक, I will say that you have to read NCERTs from 6 to 10, but this is not relevant in the terms of science and technology. So you have to cover NCERTs of at least 8th, 9th and then 10th class. ठीक, and right now I'm thinking that what you are going to say that yes, we have to study the science and technology book of 11th and 12th as well. Yes, my dear friends, you have to study the selective chapters of 12th class. I think four last chapters of 12th class where there is a talking about biotechnology and biological perspectives के जो chapters हैं वो आपको वहाँ से पढ़ने हैं. And इसके बाद आपका जो क्या इसके बाद साइंस तैयार हो जाएगा? नो. ये आपने क्या बनाया है, ये आपने फाउंडेशन बनाया है अपने लिए, ताकि इस फाउंडेशन पे एक आप अच्छी साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी की बिल्डिंग खड़ी कर सकें. ठीक, आपने फाउंडेशन तैयार कर लिया है. अब यहां से और कैसे आगे बढ़ना है तो वो मैं आपको बताता हूं कि इसके बाद और क्या सोर्सेज आप फॉलो कर सकते हैं. ठीक, इसके बाद आप जो सोर्सेज फॉलो करेंगे वो ये है, हम लोग PIB, ठीक, प्रेस इंफॉर्मेशन ब्यूरो, इनके कुछ फैक्ट्स जो साइंस से रिलेटेड होते हैं उनको हम लोग पढ़ सकते हैं. वी कैन कवर साइंस फ्रॉम हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर, द हिंदू साइंस एंड टेक सेक्शन. कई बार कई अच्छे आर्टिकल्स आते हैं द हिंदू सेक्शन में. ठीक, इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन, इफ आई एम नॉट wrong, then let me show you one of the prominent examples that how UPSC covers question from the magazines and from the newspapers. So this is the 2023 paper of this year, and there is a question number 11, and this is the question related to core science and tech. ठीक, so here statement 1 is given that India, despite having uranium deposit, depends on coal for most of its electricity. Yes, it is true that we are dependent on coal for production of electricity. On like approx 60% we are dependent on coal for the electricity. Yes, we have a vast deposit of uranium. We have uranium 235, 237, 238, but that is not enriched uranium. We have to enrich uranium to use it for the production of electricity. And there is a second statement, uranium enriched to the extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. So here, this is the current, this is the CA, what is happening, current update है ये, ठीक है. और ये जो information है आपके पास, सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट जो दिया हुआ है ये एक स्टैटिक स्टेटमेंट है. रिमेंबर होमी जहांगीर भाभा, ही हैज गिवन 3 स्टेप फॉर न्यूक्लियर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन, फॉर न्यूक्लियर रिजर्व to develop nuclear power in India, but we are not able to explore that 3 steps. And that step he has said that from 0.72 to 3% uranium enrichment is done for the production of electricity. So by knowing this, you can clearly eliminate that statement 2 is incorrect, but statement 1 is correct. I'm not going to make you solve the question. My motive was to show you that how questions appear in the examination. Now, getting back to the thing that I was explaining you is that in science and tech, I was telling you that things are covered from the current affairs as well as from the static portion. Okay, so now you will be asking that you will be covering current affairs from the Hindu science and tech portion. You can also go to PIB, or you can also prefer books, not books, magazines like Down to Earth and Kurukshetra also. Basically Kurukshetra is known for agriculture and all, but sometimes there is a agricultural development, so you can prefer these 2 magazines also for the current updation. And basically you can also get the sources, you can also get the fodder from these magazines for mains answer writing. Now you must be wondering that I am talking about mains, but I haven't told you that how science and tech is covered in PT as well as in mains examination. So let me tell you that in PT examination, in preliminary test, from science and tech portion, every year you will get questions, at least 9 questions to 12 questions. Okay? Not less than that, not more than that. Sometimes these sections are, there is a commonality between internal IR, then mapping, and then economy based question. Like this year Janani Suraksha Yojana was asked in the examination. Some people have covered it into the economy section, and some people have said that this is a question of science and tech. So there is a commonality between geography, science and tech, agriculture, environment. But hardcore 9 to 12 questions are asked in PT examination. Talking about mains examination, so in mains examination 2 to 5 questions are asked every year, and science and tech is covered in the GS3 portion of UPSC examination. Okay, 2 to 5 questions. Sometimes 3 questions are there, sometimes 4 questions are there, sometimes 3 questions are there. So I'm just giving you a average statement that maximum 5 questions, minimum 2 questions are there in GS3 examination. And there is one more portion where science and tech is asked, my friend, that is called essay. In essays, sometimes there are things like sometimes they ask about blockchain technology, sometimes they ask about artificial intelligence. So this is the topic that is covered under science and tech portion. So in essays also this portion will help you, and there are a lot of marks allotted to this section. I hope you have realized this thing. So if you're not getting into the science and tech very deeply, so you will repent it after the examination. Okay, so this is the basically division of marks or division of questions that is there. So in PT 9 to 12 questions, in mains 2 to 5 questions are asked under GS3, and science and tech portion is also covered in the essays that you have to write. Okay? Now moving ahead, talking about books. Every student is more often he is very much interested into the books, that which book I should read, if I'm preparing for science and tech. So talking about books, let me suggest you some books. I'm not recommending any book to you that you should read this. I'm just telling you that these are the books and you can prefer anyone. So book number one that I am going to suggest is the book written by Kalpana Rajaram. I am sure that majority of the people doesn't know Kalpana Rajaram. Okay? And she writes book for Spectrum books. So you can also say that science and Spectrum, science and tech ki. Okay? Then second book that I can suggest or which covers the UPSC syllabus is book written by S.A. Majid. Okay? This is also a good book that covers science and tech portion. Talking about third book is the book by McGraw-Hill publication. So two books are there. One book is written by Ravi Agrahari, and there is a second book in which 1000 questions series. It is a question series book, so you can also prefer this book also if you want. Okay. So these are the books, basic standard books, and I'm not saying that these are the standard books. If I say that, then pardon me. So these are the reference books. Okay. Kalpana Rajaram Spectrum, then S.A. Majid, and then McGraw-Hill's publication Ravi Agrahari. These are the three books that are prominently available in the market. Then there are certain things, certain coaching institutes provide, but let us go back once. Okay? So these are the questions allotted to science and tech sections. I have told you that you have to read from PIB, you have to read from the Hindu science and tech section, you have to read down to earth, you have to read Kurukshet, then you will be able to write the mains answer. You can collect fodder from these things. And then we also talked about that we have to cover NCRTs from NCRTs of 8th, 9th, 10th. Why I'm saying that you have to cover NCRTs, but sometimes what happens that suppose you are not aware about, or you have forget that what is the difference between isotope and isobars, atomic number and atomic mass, where atomic number is important, where atomic mass is responsible. Okay, so you will if you are not aware about such thing, you will not be able to differentiate between hydrogen, titanium, deuterium, H1, H2, H3. So these are the terms, these are the basic things that first you have to strong your foundation, then you will be going on the advanced level. Okay, so these are the things. So you must be thinking कि भाई साहब इतना ज़्यादा कैसे पढ़ूंगा मैं, ठीक, इतनी सारी चीज़ें आपने बता दी, ठीक है, एनसीईआरटी बता दी आपने, अपने बुक्स बता दी, ठीक है. सो डोंट वरी, ठीक है, लाइक फॉर 9 to 12 questions you are not going to research all those things, but it is not about 9 to 12 questions, it is about your life, it is about your aim, ठीक. So we here at our institute, we cover science and tech very comprehensively, and this is not your duty. I'm sure that it is your duty to study science and tech, but it is not your duty to research that from where you can get this information. This is the duty of teacher. Please leave this thing, leave this research part to us. Okay? We at our institute, we do the research, we study from all the sources, and we give you the science and tech in a very crisp and short form, so that you can come, you can attend the class, you can get the notes of science and tech, and maximum number of times, I bet you that near about out of 14 questions that appeared this year, 8 to 9 questions were from the class notes. If you will meet me in person, I will show you. I'm not claiming this thing here, but I can show you personally in the class notes that there are several questions that had been asked from the class notes only. So this is our job. We will do this thing, and we will provide you the crisp and short note. We will provide you the best dish, and you can eat that dish. You can go into the examination, and you can come with flying colors. I hope you come to know about, and that how to approach science and tech and all. And talking about syllabus, so there are plenty of syllabus, like science is there, physics is there, biology is there, and space sciences is there, nuclear science is there, defense technology is there. So the syllabus of the science is very vast, and because UPSC is very, it is not naive and not novice. Sometimes they give you the vague statement like development in technology. So every day there is a development in technology. So everything that is developing and inside the technology, inside the umbrella of technology, comes under the syllabus of UPSC. Okay, so I hope you got to know that from where to prepare science and tech, which NCERTs to read, which books to prefer, and which are the sources, the magazines and all that you have to go for the collection of order for science and tech. So thank you. I take a bye from here. My name is Yogesh Mishra.